Welcome back to Success Secrets Part 2. Today we're going to talk about your ability to believe. I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm excited that you joined me today for this second episode of Success Secrets. So, what is it? We have to actually learn to believe, and the hardest thing to believe in is oftentimes ourselves. So, how can we believe in ourselves more? Well, as I did in the last episode, you know that I love to split words. And it occurred to me a while back that when you split the word believe, you have be and leave. And that leave, if you look at it, it's spelled L-I-E-V-E. So I just dropped that E right out of there, and it's be live. Now, wait a second. If we were to be live, what exactly would that mean in terms of our belief? Well, oftentimes our challenge as we move forward in our world is that we start getting a lot of information from the outside, right? Lots of stimulus, lots of people's opinions, lots of things going on, and it gets easy to not actually be live. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we spend too much time focusing on our past, then we're kind of in this place where we are, oh no, am I still that person? Am I still that thing that happened? Am I still my mistake that I happened to have 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 20 minutes ago, whenever it was? And so we tend to live in the past because our mind gets occupied with things that happened before. The problem is that we have a not so beautiful memory, right? We have this memory that kind of taints things through our own filters, through the information that comes in. We filter it and we decide what it means, and then we give it that memory. But the problem is it's not exactly what happened. And you've had that experience where you've been talking to somebody and you said, well, hey, do you remember that time when such and such and such and such happened? And they go, yeah, but I don't remember it like that. This is what happened. And you go, I don't remember it like that. And so all of a sudden you start to get into that place where you realize there are 2 to 3 to 20 different sides of the story. And you start to realize that your version of that story wasn't exactly what happened. And that's huge. Understanding that there is no absolute version of whatever your memory was, and you could actually change the meaning of it because you want to. Well, guess what? You might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't want to change the meaning of it because this is what it was. And well, just because I can change the meaning of it doesn't mean I want to. Well, hold on a second. You changed the meaning of it already. From the minute the information came into your filters, into your mind, you took and represented it out again based off of what you decided it meant. And as you decided what it meant, you were actually giving it meaning that you were then going to remember. Now, the problem was that your version of that story was only one version of that story. And the 3 to 10 to 20 other people that were around saw it different, felt it different, heard it different, and gave it different meaning. So your ability to be live means that you're not putting all of your effort and focus into what was behind. You see, when we look at our past and we look at our history, We have to actually remember that we gave it a meaning. And because we gave it a meaning, we are perfectly able to actually give it a new meaning. And now with that new meaning, we can actually feel the way we would like to feel in the moment. Now that's really interesting. So if you haven't heard of this before, you're gonna have to take a second, just hit the 10-second back or hit it twice and listen to that again, right? We need to work on being live. Well, what about the other side? What if we start thinking about the future? Oftentimes people that are very worried have worry surrounding the future. I'm worried that I won't have enough money. I'm worried that my family won't be safe. I'm worried that the world will fall apart and I will fall in the hole that the world fell apart in, right? I am worried that other things are going to affect me, right? So when I start to worry and put that attention on the future, I all of a sudden cannot be live, to be in the moment. This is huge. As I've worked with business people, athletes, dancers, one of the most valuable things that I can teach them is how to be live. Now think about that. I can say it differently. One of the most valuable things I can teach them is to believe in themselves. And to believe in themselves allows this idea and this ability to be live. If you think back for just a second of some of your fondest memories, some of the things that you cherish the most, those stories, those memories, those experiences were experiences when you were able to let go of the past, you were able to let go of the future, and you were able to be live in the moment. And by being live, meaning you were in that moment, you were living in that moment. You weren't thinking about the future. You weren't thinking about the past. You were thinking about how to live in the moment. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are people out there, you're going to listen to this and you're going to go, but the future, you got to plan for the future. But, you can't ignore history because you got to learn from your past. That is all true. But there are moments that you can set aside and you can say, I'm going to spend some time planning, and then I'm going to spend some time on my past and think about the lessons that I learned. However, if you do it all the time, it causes stress and worry, anxiety, depression, right? Because you're telling these stories either about the past or about the future over and over and over again in your head, and you're representing it to yourself, and you are being able, maybe not the way you want to be, but you are responding to that idea, to the stuff that's coming in, and your mind can wander so well. You are super creative, and you might think to yourself, Michael, I am not creative. I don't have creative. That's baloney. Everyone is creative because the stuff that's going on in your head, only you have been creative enough to do that thing that you're telling yourself or repeating in your mind over and over again. How many times have you gotten a song stuck in your head and you just repeated that song over and over and over again and you couldn't get that song out? That's one example. But guess what? What if it's not a song? What if it was the stories and memories that you're telling yourself from your past about your mistakes? The things that you didn't quite do the way you wanted to do. And so you keep telling yourself those stories over and over and over again. Anybody, if you repeated something that was negative to them over and over and over again, would be in a negative place. So why are you doing it? Right? And we all go into those moments where we say, oh, that was so stupid. Why was I so dumb? Why did I do that? And then you go through and you tell that story and you loop it and you put it on loop. That's crazy, right? If I took your favorite song, your most favorite song or your most favorite movie, and I put you in a room and played it over and over again for a couple hours, if it was a song, or for a day, if it was your favorite movie, by the end of that time, it would not be your favorite movie or song. You would be over it. And you'd not want to hear it again for a long time. And this is huge. You have to learn to be live. And this is a process. This is a lifer process. So to all you lifers out there, it's time to take on the idea and the concept. And again, let me reiterate, I am not telling you not to plan for the future. I'm not telling you to not learn from your mistakes. I am telling you that the more time you can spend in the present, the now, the every minute, the happier you're going to be, the better life you're going to live, the more success you're going to have. So I want you to focus today on being live. Believe. Be live in your every moment and enjoy it. Stop focusing on the past for moments. Build it up to days. Build it up to months. And be live. Hope this message has helped you today. And if you know somebody that would need to hear this message, please share it with them. And let's change the world one person at a time. All you have to do is take a little screenshot, hashtag Magic for Life, hashtag Lifer for the win, and let's share it with somebody that needs to hear this message today. I hope this has helped you. And make sure you, if you're watching it on YouTube, to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know every time we actually release another one of these amazing episodes. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And let me know what you're doing to be live. I want to hear what you are doing to be live every day. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.
Hey lifers, we expect upgrades to the base operating functions of the things like our phones, cars, and even refrigerators. Why then has it not been made a priority that we upgrade the operating systems of our emotional states? We dance around the subject of emotional mastery from a young age. We have so much more knowledge in today's world, yet we're still teaching outdated methods of emotional education, if any are being taught at all. It's time for a change. It's time for an upgrade to our emotional education. Let me help you learn how to do that. Pick up your free copy of Every Minute at everyminutebook.com.